welcome to... Oh, we've got it the wrong way around. Let's get it that way. That's better. Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Ronaldo to Manchester United is what we're talking about first of all. Can you turn that down, William?
I'm trying to turn it off.
What a shambles start to the stream. Anyway, Ronaldo to Manchester United. Can it happen? Is it going to happen? That's why it's called Ronaldo to Manchester United, question mark. Not question mark to me, just can it happen? What he said after the final yesterday was that he spoke in the past tense a lot about Real Madrid, and I'm sure a lot of people saw it. That he was saying that it's been a great time at Real Madrid and I'm going to announce my future in the past. I'm going to announce my future in the future. Can't do it in the past. And a lot of people are saying, well, is that Ronaldo going to Manchester United? Where I would go with this straight away is that what Jose Mourinho said a couple of weeks ago to the Portuguese press just before the FA Cup. And he was asked about Ronaldo specifically. And he said, I can't see a situation where Real Madrid will let Ronaldo go. And let's not forget, he's got a massive, massive contract. Kevin Thomas thinks he's going to retire. I've seen other people saying he's going to go to America. What I would say about that is, Ronaldo, I know, is he 33 now? It's irrelevant. He is still massively at the top of his game. If he were to retire now, yeah, he's retiring at the top of his game. He'll probably win another Ballon d'Or. He's won 3 European Cups in a row. But he's got another 4 years at the top, I think, when you look at him as a physical specimen. He is absolutely fantastic. So I think my personal thought is that he's going to stay at Real Madrid. Real Madrid are going to announce the new contract that he wants. It's well known, common knowledge, that he's wanted a new contract at Real Madrid for a while. They've not given it him. He feels underappreciated. He didn't look massively happy after the final yesterday. And I agree with George Kyle. I think Ronaldo can play until he's about 40. It's way too soon for him to go to America. So if we're talking about where Ronaldo can go, as Mourinho hinted at last couple of weeks ago, that Manchester United, if he was available, of course, they would be interested. Now, I'm not really a big fan of Manchester United's approach of buying people, short-termism, 30 and above, whatever. But in the case of Ronaldo, we're dealing with the best player in the world. Harry Cohen says Ronaldo's going to announce a new contract. Apparently, Anthony Martial is discussions for a new contract have started, but it was reported in The Sun, so I wouldn't go overboard about that. But Kieran Burns says, please come home, Ronaldo. For me, I would definitely get Ronaldo at Manchester United, and I'd be interested to see what you lot would do in relation to that. Would you take Ronaldo at Manchester United? Because I certainly would. I think he's brilliant. I think he looks like he needs a new challenge as well. I mean, I think he will probably stay at Ronaldo Madrid. You could call it Ronaldo Madrid. I think he probably will stay at Real Madrid, but Jordan says I don't think he'll come back to Manchester United. It would be a massive long shot for him to do that, but the comments he made last night after a European Cup final, we've already spoken about the Bale comments. If you've woken up and not seen our video about Bale last night, do give it a watch after that. Very, very interesting comments from him. But in relation to what Ronaldo said, talking in the past tense, talking about what he's achieved at Real Madrid, talking about what Real Madrid have achieved, and actually when you look at it, you only live once. He's lived a fantastic life in football. He's had a fantastic career at Real Madrid and Manchester United. And he's at that age now where there's a third challenge for him there. And is he going to take that challenge? He's well under contract at Real Madrid, and Real Madrid would want a lot of money for him. But 80 million for Bale, 80 million for Ronaldo, even at the age he is, I think would be well worth it. It would be money well spent because of what you'd make in marketing and everything like that. His mum, funnily enough, said 2 days ago that, yeah, Paris is interesting, but I'd much rather he went back to Manchester United. Now, if PSG didn't have the transfer sort of financial fair play hanging over them, I think Paris Saint-Germain would be perfect for Ronaldo, because he could go to PSG like Zlatan did. He can absolutely blitz the goal scoring records and keep stat padding. He'll still be playing in the European Cup, which is something that he really, will really want to do and still be potentially able to win it. And PSG, obviously, that's the next step for them. So I think PSG for Ronaldo would be perfect, and a swap deal for Neymar would suit both parties. I don't think he can come to England unless he comes... Well, he won't come to England unless he comes to Manchester United. So if he leaves Real Madrid, there's only 2 clubs he can go to, and that's Manchester United or PSG, because he can't go Barcelona. Bayern Munich can't afford him. It's Premier League or PSG, and I think it probably would be PSG. Ebadar says, what about Italy? They just haven't got the money for him. So Ronaldo to PSG makes a lot of sense, because he can go and stat pad there. He can still go and Ballon d'Or there. Manchester United... I think the club and the fans would absolutely love him at Manchester United, and I certainly would. But where, I mean, Chris said Ronaldo isn't at the top anymore; he's declining quickly. I actually disagree with that. I think he was very poor last night, but I've been saying for quite a while about Ronaldo that he's not the player he used to be. He's not this. He's not what Messi still is. He's not that player who picks up the ball and can do things on his own. But if you stick him in a team that creates chances, he's still absolutely amazing. And yesterday he was poor, but he didn't really get any service. And I think at Manchester United currently that he would struggle with that. And if I was Ronaldo, I'd look at the United situation and I'd think, yeah, I'd love to go back there. The adulation of the fans, the club, it's fantastic. But do I want to? I mean, he is a poacher now, just somebody said there. Gosh says, what about China or America? It's way too soon. He's still brilliant. He's still a fantastic striker. It's way too soon for Ronaldo to go there. But at Manchester United, he would have big hurdles to overcome. One, we don't create enough chances, so he can't stat pad. And two, we're a long way off title winners. But I mean, to be honest with you, if we signed Ronaldo, that to me would be the signing of the, you know, definitely our best signing in probably 20 years. It'd be absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But it's not a deal I'm going to get very excited about, because I would lean towards he's going to sign a new contract at Real Madrid, or he's going to go to PSG as part of a Neymar deal. That's what it sort of looks like for me. But he's certainly got another 4 years at the top. And these people who think he's on the decline, he's not on the decline. He's had them physical tests about 3 months ago, and his body fitness ratio is that of a 24-year-old. What's happened to him is that he's adjusted his game. He's not as quick as he used to be, and he's not as agile as he used to be. I mean, Ronaldo, for anyone who used to watch United when he was there, he used to win games on his own off the wing. People think Salah's had a good season, and he has, but Ronaldo was double that player at United. I mean, he was just unbelievable. He's not that player anymore. He's more of a poacher, but there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'd swap Lukaku for about 4 or 5 top strikers in the world. I'd swap Lukaku for Ronaldo every day of the week, because that's where Ronaldo should be playing now. Where are you? I'm away. I was away last night. Anybody who watched the watch along on That's Football, I was away. I'll be back tonight in the normal studio with Sophie and Flex for Sunday Night Live, and obviously we'll go live if there's anything else. But recap, says Amrita Jazz. We're just going live about this Ronaldo thing last night. I mean, to be honest with you, what a European Cup final it was. Really weird European Cup final, because Real Madrid won it and it's made our summer, and it stopped us from having to go through 5 years of pain of Liverpool fans going absolutely mad about winning 6 European Cup titles. So Real Madrid delivered the results. A lot of people saying to me today, oh, you're celebrating this more than Real Madrid fans. Of course I am. Of course I am. This was massive. This is our biggest rival not winning a European Cup, so of course I am. But Sandro's not signed a new contract. I've not heard about any Pogba news yet, but we will go live when that happens. Get Icardi in. But no, then after the final, I think Real Madrid have almost become bored of winning 3 European Cups in a row, because Bale comes out and says, I'm not happy, I'm leaving. Ronaldo comes out and says, oh, I've had a great time, but maybe I'm going to leave. So it's a weird one for Real Madrid, and I think it's left a lot of people thinking, oh, what's going to happen in the future? What I do want to say is that the treatment of Liverpool players for that goalkeeper last night was atrocious. You'll never walk alone unless we're not winning, and then we'll sell you out to dry. I mean, Karius was brilliant last night. He's a legend in the United fan base, because he was absolutely rubbish. And I have said many a time on That's Football that Liverpool would be better playing a floating plastic bag in the wind in goal than Karius or Minglet. They are absolutely minging. But the treatment of, look, Klopp picks that goalkeeper, and he's not a very good goalkeeper. And for him to be basically, you know, scrutinised and bullied, and the trolling he's getting from Liverpool fans and players yesterday, it's really, really, really difficult to see what will see that happen to any individual. And I didn't like what happened with Salah either. I didn't think Ramos did it on purpose, and if he did, he was very, very shrewd. But I didn't want to see Salah get injured like that. But at the end of the day, there's never been a trophy awarded for we would have won that Champions League final if Mo Salah hadn't got injured. Cup, you know, they lost it, and that's the end of that. If Pogba's to be sold, we will go live on that later. But I've been hinting at this for a long, long time. In relation to Paul Pogba, would you, and I want people to comment on this below. I mean, give us your thoughts about Ronaldo, obviously, but I want people to comment on this live now and below. Would you sell Pogba to get Savic, or miss out on Savic? And that's the simple question. That is the simple question. Would you sell Pogba to get Milinkovic-Savic, or would you rather keep Pogba and we don't get Milinkovic-Savic? And that is how simple it is. Because a lot of people are saying no, Emil says, yes, I would. A lot of no's, mostly no's, to be honest. And Chris says no because Milinkovic-Savic has had one season. And that is probably, a lot of people saying both, but that wasn't the question. The reality is, we're probably going to get Fred. Would you sell Pogba to get Milinkovic-Savic? And I think Pogba will be a Manchester United player next season. But I also think that there is a possibility that it could go the other way. I want Pogba to stay. I think what Carrick has said about Pogba, and I think Carrick can do a lot of work with Pogba, but it's not been a great 2 years from him. So I can understand why some United fans are a little bit unhappy with his consistency. Another United to Ronaldo question there, said somebody, look, it's never a transfer window if you don't mention Ronaldo to Manchester United. But what I try to do now in relation to a lot of these transfer stories that regurgitate every transfer window is I'm not going to react to it if it's just on the back of the Sun or the Daily Mail. But when they get direct quotes from the player, like we did from Gareth Bale last night, and like we did get from Ronaldo today, last night, then you're going to react to it, aren't you? And somebody's saying that Ronaldo's retracted those statements now. My feeling is that he's going to sign a new contract to Real Madrid, and that's why he said it. Or two, he'll go to PSG. But if those two things fall by the wayside, then obviously United's a realistic one as well. Sessegnon, Gaz Hunt will not be moving anywhere now. I think he's got to have a year at Fulham in the Premier League for me. Please do drop a like on the video. Lots of people watching this early morning show. Obviously, a lot of people saying, where's the 7 a.m. transfer daily? 7 a.m. transfer daily is Monday to Friday in the studio. Then at the weekend, obviously we go a little bit more raw because it is the weekend, and probably do stuff off the phone. So we'll always react to transfer news. So make sure you've got your subscriptions on. Subscribe to the channel. We're getting very close to 230,000 subscribers now. But get your notifications on. Get your notifications on, because when we go live, it could be at different times. But we will be live at 8 o'clock tonight as usual. Apologies for the background noise, but this is very raw. This is sort of like your Sunday morning, grab your phone and go live. The professionalism is not there. There's a lot of excitement in the background. They're just excited that Liverpool bottled it, I think. And that's what we were all excited about last night. Family of United fans, from young to old, absolutely ecstatic. And I celebrated it because I don't like Liverpool, and Liverpool don't like us. End of the day. Get commenting below, smash the like button, and give us your thoughts on Ronaldo. And also, Pogba. We might be going live again later this afternoon about Pogba. Let's wait and see if any news does hit the fan about that. But thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all soon. We're live at 8 o'clock tonight, and give us your thoughts. Thanks for watching.